We are confident that the occupant or occupants of that vehicle have information that's critical to this investigation. We have a list of approximately 22,000 registered white Hyundai Elantras that fit into our criteria that we're sorting through. That's an awful lot of information.
That's Captain Roger Lanier of the Moscow Police Department with the latest update on the Idaho student murder investigation. He's referring to the white Hyundai Elantra allegedly seen in the immediate area of the killings in the early morning hours of November 13th. The police captain says they've identified certain patterns in the evidence that was gathered. The search for a suspect or suspects has surpassed 1 month with still no results. Janice McGeachin is the Idaho Lieutenant Governor and with us now. Lieutenant Governor, welcome. What do you think about this latest update? Are you confident in the Moscow Police Department to be able to track down this vehicle?
Well, greetings from Idaho. We're getting blanketed with snow all across our state, and we're going to have a great white Christmas next week. The update on the horrific, tragic murders up in North Idaho, the police officer who mentioned 22,000 reportings of that white vehicle, I have confidence in our law enforcement, our police, our local state police, and the FBI. I know they're tracking people. I had a friend up in North Idaho just last week who was actually questioned by some FBI agents. So I know they're up there doing their job and trying to do everything they can to bring justice to the families, to the victims and to the families. I do understand the frustration that the family members are feeling because of the lack of information that's being put out by the local police department. But I know that they're doing their job. They've taken thousands of photographs, and we're just starting to get DNA testing back to make some connections. And they want not only an arrest, but they want a conviction as well. And that's why they're doing their due diligence and their prudence to make sure that there is a conviction when they arrest the individual.
You know, this case has really gripped the nation, right? We've got people all across this country wanting answers in this case. Of course, you want justice for these families who lost their loved ones, these young, bright students just ahead of the holidays. We know some of the parents have actually hired their own attorneys, in some cases investigators, to look into this. What do you make of that move? Does that ensure confidence within the department if these parents are looking for outside sources to look into the case?
Well, again, I understand the frustration that's coming from these families because we're not getting much facts and details. Some of the facts are starting to just trickle out, though, because of conversations. And, you know, there were lots of students that were at that home in the afternoon, and you know how people talk, and then Kaylee's father, when he actually paid for the death certificate and got more information from that about Kaylee's injuries. I mean, these things are going to come out. I do think that if the police would help and put a few more pieces of information out there, because I think the public, the internet sleuths that are out there, I think it would ease on the frustration, the rumors that are going around, because I do think that the public wants to help. And in fact, like some of the phone calls that were relayed to the police and the videos have come from citizens.
Yeah, absolutely. The community is on edge, right? They want to make sure that they're feeling safe. I know the governor of your state, Brad Little, announced $1 million in state funding to assist in the investigation. Can you share details of really where that money is headed?
Well, we have a great forensic lab here in Idaho, so I'm sure that a lot of the money is going to be used to do those tests. And again, so many tests of DNA samples that were taken from the home. And I think that's probably where a lot of the resources will go to make sure that, because there's a lot that they can determine from those DNA tests.
Okay. Local police, of course, continue their investigation, FBI agents as well. Again, still no answers at this point. Thanks for joining us today. That's Lieutenant Governor of Idaho, Janice McGeachin. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.